Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to our English News Edition. Thank you for joining us. The huge leak of 11 million documents from the Panamanian law firm Mossack Fonseca reveals the name of two Albanian companies related to the oil marking. The chairwoman of the Competition Authority admitted the failure of the states to find data for the offshore companies. We asked for information. We referred to the Swiss competition authorities for help regarding the turnover of these companies. These are offshore firms, and we cannot find any information about their turnover, said the chairwoman of the Competition Authority, Lindi Tagliati. The chairman of Economic Commission, Bylykbashi, spoke of a total lack of transparency over the selling of the shares of GFI company. We have a public center for the registration of businesses in order to have more transparency over the owners of these companies, especially in cases when the agreement with the concession company has been adopted in Parliament. We do not know who is the owner of the GFI company, declared Brace. Meanwhile, the chairman of the Socialist Movement for Integration Parliamentary Group, Tahiri, asked for an immediate investigation of the issue. He added that the SMI initiative about the improvement of the law on concessions to increase transparency over concessions is very important. Financial scandal, Panama Papers, the fiscal paradise of world politicians, has also been discussed in Parliamentary Law Commission. The Socialist MP Pandeli declared that he hopes that Albania is not involved in this scandal. The mega scandal that has been made public by international media shows how state leaders, businessmen, sportsmen, and artists have avoided paying taxes and have laundered their money through the Panamanian law firm Mossack Fonseca. The company has been registered in Caribbean in Anguilla Island in May of 2013. Majority rejected today another demand of the opposition, which conditions their relation with Parliament. Parliamentary Law Commission discussed today the opposition's condition, and the majority MPs rejected the DP amendment to the decriminalization law. Spurred by the case of the Socialist MP Armando Prenga, the Democratic Party is demanding to add a bylaw which will provide the suspension from duty of the deputy or the senior official when caught in the act of committing a criminal offense without waiting for the court's decision. Immediately after the voting, the Democrat MPs abandoned the commission, claiming that the majority is defending the criminals. The Democrats considered the rejection of their proposal and the statements that the law has unconstitutional elements to be a lack of the will of the majority to respect the decriminalization law. The majority has officially rejected the two legal initiatives of the opposition, which condition their relation with Parliament. The U.S. Ambassador Donald Liu held a meeting with the DP chairman Bylykbashi at the DP headquarters in an effort to help the parties find consensus over the justice reform. The meeting with the DP chairman lasted about 1 hour. There is no official notification about the meeting, but it is thought that the focus of the meeting was the exploration of opportunities to help the majority and the opposition find consensus. 2 weeks ago, the Democratic Party withdrew from discussions over the justice reform, asking the majority to implement the Constitutional Court decisions regarding the mandate of MPs Valentina Leskaj and Rakip Suli. Invited in our program tonight, the Democrat MP Bylykbashi declared that the Democratic Party is asking for a compromise on 10 points of disagreements for the justice reform. According to him, the package of constitutional changes will not go in Parliament if the parties do not reach an agreement over them. There are at least 10 unsolved points. The draft cannot go in Parliament without finding consensus on these issues. Venice Commission also says so, said Bylykbashi, adding that a comprehensive constitutional reform is needed to guarantee a sustainable justice system. Speaking of the electoral reform, the Democrat MP highlighted the problem of the funding of the parties. He also expressed the DP stance against the open list system. We propose 100% public funding in order to avoid private funding. Political corruption is the foundation of all bad things. We are proposing that the parties should not receive money coming from criminals, said Bylykbashi. A day after the President returned the law on additional measures for public safety in Parliament for review, the Minister of Interior, Samir Tahiri, declares that the law will be reviewed. From the city of Lieja, Minister Tahiri declared, President exerted his constitutional right. We will review the law and we will make changes if it's necessary. We are open to President's suggestions. We will read the President's arguments to consider every opportunity for the improvement of the bill we have presented in Parliament. We think that the law on public safety is very important to increase security and reduce criminality, said Tahiri. The chairman of the Socialist Movement for Integration, Tahiri, also commented on the law the President returned in Parliament for review. He declared that the law will be carefully reviewed. The arguments of the President have not arrived in Parliament yet. We will carefully review them, said Vasily. The Socialist MP Bylykbashi commented on the SP referendum, which will be held on April 9th, declaring that he will not participate. The SP MP considered the referendum to be a violation of the statutes, which according to him is being made to avoid a race for the party chairman. I will not cast my vote in this referendum because I cannot vote for the legalization of a violation. Those who are against the referendum have no rights to make a campaign or to count the votes. What kind of referendum is this when the votes will be counted by the person who asked for the referendum, said Blushi, adding that according to him only 50% of the party members will participate in the referendum. Meanwhile, the Minister of Social Welfare, Bylykbashi, invited the Socialist members to participate in April 9th referendum. He declared that the Socialist Party will testify on April 9th that it's a party where the members are the ones who make decisions. He called all the SP members to participate in the referendum. According to Minister Blushi, this is the first time the SP members are being asked for an issue. That is the end of our edition for this evening. Thanks again for watching. Please join us again at 6 p.m. tomorrow for more news in English. Thanks and good night.